Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Tuesday, the 15th day of February 2022. It is Tuesday of the 6th week of the year. Here we are at morning drop-off, and as you can hear the sounds of morning drop-off. In today's readings today, we have, and if you turn around this way, you can see all the morning drop-off happening as my eyes go into the sun. It is a day to celebrate because we are here at the Franciscan school. So today's readings continue the book of James, the letter of James. And again, the letter of James basically makes an interesting statement. It says that God is not the source of temptation, but it is that is our desires and our misguided passions and whatever it is. Important, yes. However, in the book of Genesis, God tempts Abraham. It is known as the temptation of Abraham, that then when God says to him, take your beloved, your only son Isaac, and sacrifice him. So again, does God tempt to evil? Does God tempt to test? That is an important distinction to be made. In the time of James, we're beginning to get more philosophical in our approach to faith and our approach to the gospel. And again, in that time, temptation can only lead to evil, which then kind of complicates things with our faults and failings and sometimes the difficulties we have ourselves in being able to live out this life of faith. Again, time is about testing. It is always about testing and about letting God be able to work wonders in us when we allow ourselves to be stretched and moved and transformed and changed into the people that God asks us to be. In today's gospel, basically it's nothing much except the loss of bread. And because there is no bread, the disciples don't know what to do. And then Jesus gets a little bit too philosophical or too theological in trying to describe, well, what about when I made, is it just always about bread? Is it about, he uses imageries and metaphors about yeast and leaven and the Pharisees and be wearing all those kinds of things, talking about how he multiplied several times, it seems to be a lot of bread to be able to feed people. What does this all mean? It's kind of hard to decipher in some ways. Jesus is on one plane of talking and the apostles are on another plane of understanding. But perhaps in one way, it is a sense in which when we worry about that we don't have the things that we need, when we worry about that we're at a loss of things, does God provide? Can God provide? And again, when we understand ourselves as a loss or a lack in something, is it because we are not seeing clearly enough, or because we are listening to things that we should not be listening to, things that might not have our best interests at heart? Again, the heart that is always open to the gospel, a heart that is open to God, is always a heart that is willing to be transformed, to be stretched, to be molded, again, into what we did not think would be possible for us, and what we would not think is possible for the world or the time in which we live. That understanding and that hope gives great witness to the world and allows us, once again, to see the reign of God in our midst. And may the Lord give you his peace.